Alright, I'm really excited to show you Estevan Oriol's LA Portraits by Drago. And yeah, so let me compare it to Lowrider magazine. So it's a little bit bigger, a lot fatter. This is a real book, not a magazine. And I love it because it's hardcover, you know? Gives it the extra touch of professionalism. But yeah, you know, the front cover, the LA hands. Esteban Oriol is known to be the first guy to photograph the LA hands and to make it famous. Every other company took a bite out of Esteban Oriol's photography and never paid him credit or money to use his I guess that would be considered intellectual property. But this is it. The guy that made the LA hands super famous. But anyways, let's get into it. We start off in the inside of the front cover. You have pictures of all the places he's been to. Every single building in these two pages has a graffiti on it, and if you pay attention to it, it is all gang related. I know it says LA portraits, but a lot of it is gang related portraits signed by Esteban Oriol. And here you have a letter from him. And the first picture inside the book. This is a recurring theme in Esteban Oriol's photography. The subject aiming a gun at the viewer's face with everything else blurred out. And it's such a, you know, it makes the viewer really focus in on the gun. Makes it feel like you're really gonna get your head shot through. And you know, Mr. Cartoon did the lettering for all this. And I just like how it starts. I know we are all being watched. Or I know we are being watched. And something that I really love about his photography, it's all in film. You know, something that may be as ordinary as like the fingers. I don't know what it is about film photography. It captures like every little essence. So there's a lot of color going on in here. Right here you can tell the bricks are like brown, then right here they're really red, and then his fingers are really white, and then they're really red. I like things like that. I think they're really cool. Even the cardboard looks cool. And yeah, so I'm a big fan of his photography. Here we go with the gangsters in the backyard. I'm assuming someone had the idea of, hey, let's all take our guns and aim at Esteban Oriol's face, and let's see how the picture comes out. The picture came out freaking sick. I think if any of these guys were as nervous as me, one little pull of the trigger, and pow! There goes Esteban Oriol. And it's really funny to think that this happened in the backyard, you know? Looks like an ordinary backyard, but to these guys are very used to handling weapons. And then this is a cool spread. You have a picture of like a sheet of little pictures, and you can see how he circles some of them and writes on them. And then here we have the one that made it. Something I really like about his photography is that he puts the tattooed persons, he puts them right in your face, so you can't ignore it, man. Maybe when you're in the street, you're like driving by and you might see someone that looks like that, but you know, when do you ever see someone tatted up like this, straight up in the face? Very rarely. Even this hand is pretty interesting. The background with the bricks is pretty interesting. And then right here you got PEE, do or die. Yep. His head is bowing down. He's wearing all red. You got a picture of a little memorial with bandanas hanging on the fence. and it looks like someone poured a liquid on the cement floor, and this is really interesting. Another aspect about his photography is there's a lot of storytelling in his pictures. So here, this guy has a rifle, but with his other hand, he's holding up his hand into the C formation, and in the background, there's just a bunch of like furniture. Like your mind can just go wild and make so many stories out of all these pictures. FLAPD. Then here you got this one looks like they were at a photo shoot, like inside of a real professional photo shoot, but they're just outside. It looks like they're outside in a warehouse, and I think one of these pictures made it to a lot of Estevan Oriol's photography made it to magazines for music. This is one of my favorite ones. Here you have a guy tattooing a young man, and this guy looks like the kid getting tattooed looks like 12 to 14 max, and the concentration on the old man's face. I don't know. I really love this photograph. You can see the sign in the back, the stereo in the back, the table. We're like, at least my mind just starts making up stories. Like, I wonder where they're at. I wonder what they're gonna do. I wonder who they are, what the relationship is to one another. Same with this one, the guy with the two girls in the back. The guy's like, hey, and as they're just driving away. This guy on the right with the balloons in his mouth, this guy appears several times in this book, and as well as in the LA Originals movie. He even appears in many other Estevan Oriol interviews. This one was one of my favorites as well, portrait photography, and Estevan Oriol was able to capture his tattoos. His back looks like it could have been done by Mr. Cartoon, but who knows. And the back of his head has eyes. That's freaking sick. I thought to myself, I've never seen that. And then on the right side, his chest says, "Sly, slick, and wicked." It's a pretty cool motto. Here you got a car, and the thing that makes it stand out for me is the people's faces. If you zoom in on their face, they kind of look like disgusted at the person taking the photograph. It's a really evil face, you know. The dog. It's pretty interesting how it's out of focus, but even though it's out of focus, it gives you the feeling, I guess. This one's all about feeling, and that's what's special about photography too. Maybe some things might be unorthodox. Maybe like a professional photographer might be like, oh, it's all out of focus, doesn't make sense, but the art is what makes it stand out. Killa Cali, you got a gun hiding in inside of a seat. This one looks like it might be like an advertisement for the vehicle itself or the gun. I didn't notice, but here he's holding a gun as well. This one's really cool too. At the top of his head, he has two characters. They look like Mickey Mouse gangster characters, you know, just really cartoony. And then on the right side, you got some dude standing out in an alleyway in the driveway. And I've never seen it tatted on anyone, but I've heard the song, you know, so rough, so tough out here. And then, you know, in the middle of his stomach, you can see the zipper scar that he had to get. His belly was at one time open. SM. Damn, dude, this is just fierce, man. This picture just even his pants are backwards, man. His pants are backwards. This guy's just like, whatever life I'm living, this guy's living the complete opposite of it. And here we have a picture out of focus as well. Looks like police officers have some people against the wall. And it's just a little quick snippet, you know? I think Estevan Oriol had to be pretty far away to get a picture of this, kind of blurry, but it works. It works. This one's really interesting for me because of the floor. And this picture has a lot of storytelling in it. The shoes, the pants, the hands. The hands have a lot of art on them as well. You know, he's holding two guns, and the pavement is so interesting just to look at. So many different colors. And all Estevan Oriol did was aim to the floor and take a picture, and bam. This one's pretty cool too. A bunch of jóvenes, you know, just throwing up gang signs. You have someone there in the middle. And yeah. This one was cool too, Rebels 13. I like how there's two people in this photograph, and two different people can be the subject. You got this guy where the lines right here are focusing in on him, but then he's kind of out of focus, and then the girl's in focus, but your eyes kind of go towards, well, at least for me, they go towards the guy first and then the girl, or they can go to the girl first and then the guy. And this is just really fun to look at. The girl looks cool too. Her eyes. She looks like she's really fun to talk to. But then her hands, dude, look at her hands. They look kind of warped to me. And that's something really special about film. Captures things that I wouldn't really recognize. Maybe in digital photography. Film just, it's so good, man. This one's really cool too. My favorite character from this page is the guy wearing the bandana covering his face with the revolver aiming at me. Man, this whole thing is pretty cool. And then on the right side, on the left side, Headhunter's gang member. Otra vez, you know, some people try to say, oh, you know, they're just people with tattoos. No, dude, these fools are freaking gang members. On the right side, you got Samoa and the Samoan gang members. And I love how they're dressed, man. I think the guy has a cell phone holder. The cell phone holster. I think this must have been like early 2000s, man, because who the hell has a cell phone holster? And I love that. Like, you got the hat, the matching bandana. Your friend has matching colors. Sometimes when I look at stuff like this, man, it's so cool, man. It makes me want to be a gangster too, but these fools are very different than the average citizen. You got little Bugs Bunny over here. On this side, you got someone on crutches. TVR. And then on his chest, he has a memorial in memory of my carnal. I think it says Arthur Ortega, rest in peace. This one was pretty interesting to me. The first time I saw him, like, why would he just take a picture of a guy in a car? But if you look at the car, it's got bullet holes, and you know that changes everything. This one's pretty cool. Estevan Oriol, you know, didn't just hang out with the Chicano gang members. Right here, you got the black ones, you got Samoans, the blacks, and yeah, just I like this one because you can't even tell. Everything's all fuzzy except for the tip of the gun. Whew, man, feels like I'm about to die when I flip through this freaking book. This one's really interesting. This is the kid that was getting tatted earlier by the older gentleman. At least I'm pretty sure it was. And the payaso character, this guy appears many times in the book as well, and in other and and a lot of his photography, he comes out in it. Blah, blah, blah. But again, two mean-looking vatos. The fool with the payaso tattoos, the big-ass mustache. I love that mustache, man. That's what makes it all cool for me. And yeah, this guy's pretty cool too. He's got the long shorts, the wife beater, the white socks, the Nike Cortez, the white Nike Cortez. They look really clean. And then this was like writing on the wall, greed. Man, it's a hell of a graffiti name. Here you got the payaso guy again, and some younger gangsters, and they look like they're at a burritos, burgers, shakes, and bananas. Yeah, they're just outside of a restaurant, but damn, dude, this is California. This is Los Angeles. Whew. Man, very different than the Los Angeles in the movies. Here you got a portrait, a tattoo portrait, G. Bill. And again, his eyes. He's looking at you. You're making eye contact with him, but you can't really see him that well. Whoo. Spooky. This one's kind of interesting too. And you got a fat stack of cash with a fat ass gun, revolver. Whew. And look at his pants. You got the crease down the middle, the white shirt, and the gloves. It looks like he's in the car, in a lowrider, maybe. Again with the storytelling. Oh, this one, I love this one. When I first saw this one, I'm like, oh look, Estevan Oriol's like taking a picture of like a wedding. But then I take a look at the guy's at the back of the guy's head. It has a freaking number 18 on it. This fool's with his wife. I'm assuming with his wife and his daughter at his friend's wedding. But I'm like, everything is so gangster about this book, man. There's nothing that's not gangster in this book. Again, the two women with the guy in the tattoo shop. Again, the guy has the 18 behind his ear. In the bottom right with my hand, you can see the modelo. And it all goes together. You can't separate the modelo from the gang culture. Even the guy's hat, the little American flag on it. He has the American flag on his hat. You know, this is the American-made culture. This is American-made. This is as American as apple pie, man. It's very, you know, this world is a big world. California made a lot of homegrown cultures. We're here with this guy with his jacket. I love that jacket, man. And he has 4 pockets, you know. Usually jackets only have 2. This guy has 4. And man, I love that jacket. It's freaking sick. On the right side, you got headhunters. To me, it looks like an abandoned house, but looks like he's living inside of it. You can see the light bulb. Ooh, I didn't see that before. That light bulb right above him. That looks freaking sick. Headhunters, man. And then here we go to like a more family-oriented theme. You got a pregnant lady on the left side. She looks all tough. Her eyebrows and everything. And then on the right side, you got a little baby and a couple in the park. Very nice. This one is very... I kind of laugh at this one a lot. You know, you have the señora, mi hijo no es cholo, and the son who's very much involved in the lifestyle. This is the American home, man. This is LA. This is California, man. Ooh, this one's super nice too. I love this one. Yeah, this page is one of my favorite ones because you know, the electricity box and the little box down here. By itself, it looks boring, but included with the window with the guy and the girls, oh man, it just makes this whole thing look so cool. And I don't know if you guys if you guys can see it from the screen, but from my point of view, the people look really creamy, like their skin looks really soft, and then the outside, the wall just looks like it's all cut up, it's all gritty and nasty, and man, it's just such a cool balance between man-made things and the actual human. And again, their face expressions are pretty cool. The guy's is definitely cool. His freaking fingers making the triangle. Yeah, dude. And then this thing on the border, I'm assuming that has to do with film photography. But other than that, I love this magazine. I mean book. Oops. And then let's see. Here we got some manos and more manos. Here we have the Samoan gang once again. The lady doing the trenzas and the guy in the background. That's pretty cool. And yeah, I like the guy's white shirt. It balances out with the darkness from the other side. And yeah, Carson, man, Carson. Family first, famous stars and stripes. Samoa across his belly. Cool. And man, the tattoos look good with this with film photography. Maria. Oh, and his hands. I didn't notice his hands, but he's got little bolsitas. The freaking guy with the blue bandana, his face just looks like full of just experience. I feel a lot of people from this new generation don't have experience, and the look on their faces look kind of bland, but this guy has a lot of stuff going on in his face. You can tell just by the look in his eyes. Here we have like all the friends, or I don't know, their family members. I couldn't really tell if the lady on the right side is holding a baby, or if she's just holding like her sweater or a blanket. But yeah, that's the most interesting part for me. The girl and the guy are both throwing out gang signs, and just when you thought there wouldn't be a gang signs between them, there is. And that's, family portrait outside in front of their house, on their garage, under the basketball hoop. The young teenager in the middle, Duran, USA. And once again, with that, gangs are very much unique to USA, unique to California. HHS, don't know what it means. The guy with the little blaster looks pretty cool. And he's holding a cigarette. Man, it looks mean. I love this picture right here to the left. The way they're dressed, they kind of have like that dad look. White bulky shoes, white socks, jeans shorts. But then they got the wife beater and the look on their face, they're not just ordinary dads. And I love the little kid next to him. You can kind of tell the path that eventually the little kid is going to look like the guy in the middle. And I don't know, something about this, just the composition of it all. It's like a triangle formation, and the viewer's eyes go directly to his eyes. He's kind of just looking at you, but kind of looking away. So cool. Right here you got Norwalk area. I'm assuming that's what it says. And this guy has a lot of tattoos. Rebels. Damn, dude, and the freaking scar cutting his stomach. Ooh. Rebelde on his neck. That's pretty sick. And then on the right side, you got in this interesting photograph where the sky is so bright, and then beneath them the ground is so dark. I thought to myself, it kind of looked like a photograph of heaven and hell. And yeah, I really like the expression on the guy's face on the left. He's wearing like a blue shirt, and he's all kind of like a happy guy. And here we got a guy with a lot of guns, with a Gucci belt, and I'm not even sure that's real leather, but damn, dude, the guns and the belts, the guns and the draws. This one's also really cool. You got a whole environment around them. You got a lowrider on both sides of the chute of the house, and there's some guy on top. There's some guy in the middle wearing a ski mask. His sticky shorts are freaking creased to the, you touch it and you get a little paper cut. That's how creased they are. And yeah, dude, just some bad hombres. Just gangsta, good gangsta. I feel like right here's the pole where the other gentleman took his picture. And here we have too much writing, not enough killing. Man, that's harsh. That's real heavy. And then the WF, I'm assuming it stands for white fence, but I could be wrong. And again, this guy it looks like he's in this garage. Boom, ready to shoot. It looks like he's wearing a jersey too. This one is one of my favorite photographs as well. You got a bunch of friends at their friend's grave site, and they're all throwing gang signs. The guy's drinking out of a paper bag. The guy next to him has a red comb in his hair. Three of them are wearing really big necklaces. I can't tell if they're gold or silver, but man, coming with being a gangster comes the fashion style, and it does look cool, and it's really tempting to want to imitate that, but that belongs to them. Here you got four friends, active, LML. You can't really tell anything else. The guy's wearing a big ass watch and a silver bracelet on his other hand. Very interesting. Again, the blue shorts, not the blue shorts, but shorts with stripes on them. Shirtless. This one, the freaking payaso guy again. The mustache once again. And I love this photograph. I think this is one of Estevan Oriol's more recognizable ones. Just a guy in a car under a bridge. And again, the look in his eyes. That's what gets me the most. Again, one of his more recognizable photographs. The lowrider. For me, I like this one because again, the lowrider cuts the image or the frame. It kind of cuts it over here as well, so there's like a triangle. Everything outside of the lowrider looks really bright, and everything under it is really dark. Again, with me putting my own story onto it, the kind of underworld and heaven kind of theme. That's what I see when I see it. And it looks like on this one he put and like a yellow filter on his lens. So cool. Again, the dudes with the braids, but even though they have braids, they're so tough. And the guys with the gloves right behind them, that's pretty cool. And again, just the coolness of being a gangster, dude. You can't deny that it looks cool. And the guy in the front is wearing a Joker 69 LA. I think that's the Joker brand, Estevan Oriol's brand. That's pretty sick. The whole scenery looks cool too. The suburbs. And again, with photography, shapes really play a big part of the human mind, being attracted to shapes. So here you have the car splitting the frame on the bottom side. Here you got two circles. Even though they're just like simple shapes, it really grabs the attention of the viewer. And the guy just kind of giving you the kind of look that says like, I know I'm about to die. I'm just not really sure when, but pretty soon. Playboys, again with the image on the left, you can tell the essence of storytelling is there. You have the guy's arm, and you can tell he's kind of fat. But then in the background, you can see a little bike with a hose that pumps air, and the door, and you know, these are all elements of storytelling which I really like. You know, he didn't just photograph the guy; he kind of captured everything behind him. And the one on the left, and then oh shit, I was talking about the one on the left. Now, as we look at the one on the right, again with the door in the back, that looks pretty like a cool door. The Playboys, he's wearing a bow tie tattoo that says Playboys on it. That's pretty cool. And again with the tattoos, man, you can see the film makes it look really nice. This fool looks like he got pepper sprayed on the side of him, and man, that fool has a huge ass scar ripping him. At one point his body was open. Sheesh. And again, the lock on the wooden door, man, so sick. I love all of that, man. And again, Playboys. This is really interesting as well. This is the guy with the balloons in his mouth and the cool jacket. I really like how the sheets of his bed are really white, and then his skin is very colorful and very dark. His face is all red. You can see that the contrast on his tattoos is very clear, and then his hand is very dark more on the left side. Super cool, man. But again, a very intimate picture of his friend in a hospital bed. And, you know, the guy may even be unconscious. Wow. Wow. Some guy shaving. The day in the life of a player named Free. LA. Here we got a guy with a tattoo of a hand on his hand. BGS. On the right side you got PBS. This one. You can see the guy's face. And the guy in the middle looks like the most like listo kind of personality. He looks like a very active, proactive mentality, and everyone around him they're all like his supporters, like his bodyguards, his soldiers. They're all soldiers, but the one in the middle looks like the leader. And yeah, freaking badass. I like to think that his tattoo on his chest says Lil Watts, but I don't know if that's what it really says. Here we got Street, DKS Street. And the two guys fighting their roosters. It's always the guy's face on the right is so funny. That face is what is really memorable for me from this image. And the fact that they're both bald and they're both shirtless. They ain't got that many tattoos. MS-13 with the rock and roll hand. Very interesting, man. And then right here you have again MS with the rock and roll hand. And on the left side you got like a little Breaking Bad kind of photography shot. Tools of the trade. This was pretty funny to see the clothes hanging, you know, because if you put it in the dryer kind of eats the color and shrinks the clothes, but so drying it and with the sun is the most best for your clothes, in my opinion. This fool también looks like he got shot a lot of times, as well as got his stomach ripped open, and that fool still has the nerve to do the little circle thing with his hand. Damn. And again, wearing all red. His body is surrounded by the red clothing. Again, back to prison. That's a cool shot of the watchtower and the guy with the hockey mask. It's pretty cool. I ain't ever seen an image of a guy with a hockey mask. This one's pretty cool too. It's got the police, two guys on the floor, the California scene. You know, the West Coast horizon line. Palm trees, houses, and crime. Crime, cops, danger. Doctors, drums, danger. You got those fools sitting down, drinking and smoking. Even that looks pretty cool. The fool's shoelaces. Right here on the right, you got some dude with I don't know what kind of automatic weapon that is, but looks like it shoots bullets really fast. DP. Damn, he even has a tattoo of a person with a gun. Scandalous. This one's pretty solemn. That's the best word I can use to describe it. The two ends of the street are taped off. There's a cop car in the middle. A truck with a bunch of graffiti on it. You know, makes it kind of make you want to think twice about walking down neighborhoods like that. Two guys, both wearing matching colors, matching bandanas. Bandits. That's what comes to my head when I see it. Estrada chords. I think I've seen these murals on Instagram before, but I love seeing it right here in his photography, capturing the ground and the dudes in the middle, and again the tree, the apartment buildings. Super cool, man. And then this looks like a little bit more like formal portraits. They call the guy on the left Chino. Just kidding. And then the guy on the right, he looks like a veterano. His necklace is pretty cool. And this one, I freaking love this one, man. Even the car looks cool. The wheel, the spokes, the front of the car, or if it's the back of the car. The fool's face expression, that fool looks miserable, like, I don't want to be here. And he's surrounded by two attractive chicks. He got the Chivas tatted on his stomach. Even the girls look like they don't want to be there, but they look bomb. And that fool's, I think he's holding a beer or some cigarettes, and that fool's just like... And again, under the bridge, man, even though they look kind of funky, you know, they had a hell of a time, dude. This is like the underworld. I wonder where these people. This is like the what's the word I'm looking for? The storytelling essence that Esteban is so good at capturing. Because these girls aren't like, oh, we're at a car show, I'm gonna take a picture with some guy. No, that's that fool's car. Those chicks aren't models. They live the lifestyle. And Estevan Oriol's right in the middle of it. Captured the moment. I love this image. And you got the guy saying, F you. And that's how it ends. And a letter by Esteban. Some more words. Some more places he's been to. More graffiti. And that's it. That's man, I love this book so much because even the back cover has art on it. His hands are all twisting around the camera. So badass. Even these 3 little characters are freaking badass, man. I think one represents Esteban, and the one's Mr. Cartoon or Joker brand. I'm not really sure. Drago Lab, I'm pretty sure that's how it's pronounced. And man, this book was so cool. Just want to take a little minute to talk about. I love how every single page was filled to the max. There were very few pages that had unused space, which is something that I don't like to see in other photography books where, like let's say you open a page and the photograph is like this big, like this little square, and everything else is white. I hate seeing those kind of photographs. So I love how every photograph takes up the whole page. At least most of them do. But I freaking love this book. Freaking love Esteban's photography, and I'm so glad to have it. Peace.